Well, welcome everybody, it's MyMan2100 and we're finally back with the first impressions video series. It's been a few weeks since I last recorded one of these. I'm trying to remember, I think it might be Travis Strikes Again, which I think was only like a week or two ago. But it feels like it's been longer than that, and I'm finally getting back into the Metal Gear Solid franchise. So this isn't actually my first Metal Gear. This will actually be my second traditional Metal Gear game and the third from the franchise, because I've played a little bit of MGS4 at this point, and I've played Metal Gear Rising Revengeance as well, a little bit, for those of you that remember the video from the First Impression series. This is Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. And this is actually being played, as you can tell from the it being kind of not really 16:9, like it's a little bit like 4:3. This is actually the original PlayStation 2 version. I do have the Legacy collection on the PS3, and I do have that version. Although I bought this this copy of the PlayStation 2 version way before buying the Legacy collection, so I felt like it's better if I played this version first. So unfortunately, with that Legacy collection, I didn't have the code for the original Metal Gear Solid from the PlayStation 1, so I don't have any experience with that game in particular. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2. I know the franchise in general, in terms of the story, gets a little bit really convoluted here. Like this is definitely one of those games. This and Metal Gear Solid 4 are basically the basis that these games aren't games, but these games are movie, or like 70%, like a whole bunch of movie rather than actual game. Oh, it's Circle, isn't it? Yeah, it's Circle. That's right. It's kind of dumb. So it's a little bit like the Japanese version. Is this actually the Japanese version? I don't think so, because it's in English. I think it might be just the European version. As to why it's Circle for except, I don't know. Radar. But yeah. Okay, so let's get started. This first time.
Please select your action level. In this game, Metal Gear Solid will be referred to as the previous game. The term cleared means having seen the ending.
So these are definitely like the questions for difficulty, I'm assuming. There's a difficulty to select as well. Just put it on type 1. It's just
Action
weird.
level selected.
It's just weird that it's
Metal
Circle
Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty
is confirmed,
will now
not
begin.
X.
Please enjoy.
Excuse my dog. Shut up! Excuse me. Hey! Quiet!
Snake, do you remember the sinking of that tanker 2 years ago?
Of course.
Terrorists blow a hole in an oil tanker full of crude barely 20 miles off the shore of Manhattan. Your classic nightmare. It didn't take long for the government to put an oil fence around the whole mess. And then that massive offshore cleanup facility went up inside.
The big shed. I hear the cleanup isn't quite over yet.
It takes time, but in the meantime, the shell's become a landmark, a symbol of environmental protection.
So yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2. Holy fuck.
Approximately 6 hours ago, the big shell was seized by an armed group.
Do we have an ID?
Former members of the Navy SEAL Special Anti-Terrorist Training Squad Dead Cell. Russian private army members may also be involved.
Ah, so that's
It's a
where
highly
the
trained
old
group
Dead
with
Cell
the
comes
big
from.
shell under complete control.
Love that song in Smash Brothers Brawl and Ultimate. So yeah, so I know the story throughout this game. Like I've seen reviews and stuff on the game before, so I know the story of the game. It's just the gameplay that I haven't played myself. And we'll see how I go, because I do kind of remember MGS4, but there's a lot of mechanics that have been added to that game since this one, and even the first NGS.
$30 billion.
$30 billion? What makes them think they can get that much?
There was a government-sponsored tour going on at the Big Shell that day.
Hostages, huh?
A VIP from one of the major conservation groups, and one from our own government. The most important person in a sense.
The most important person?
James Johnson.
The president?
Unless the demands are met, the terrorists intend to blow the Big Shell out of the water.
And the crude will ignite, turning the Manhattan Harbor into an inferno.
That's not the worst-case scenario. If the chlorides being used to decontaminate the seawater go up with the oil, toxins containing catastrophic levels of dioxins will be released. In other words, the bay's ecosystem will be wiped out, and the sea will turn into a toxic soup for centuries, becoming the worst environmental disaster in history.
That's pretty big.
You have two mission objectives. One, infiltrate the offshore decontamination facility Big Shell and safeguard the president and other hostages. And two, disarm the terrorists by any means necessary. You should know that SEAL Team 10 is also conducting a rescue operation.
Is this a joint effort?
No. Foxhound remains a covert body. Don't alert them to your presence. That is an order.
You can hear that PlayStation 2 rumbling in the background.
This is Snake. I'm now inside Strut A of Shell 1.
How are things?
We're in luck. Looks like there are no sentries posted here.
What's the visibility?
The lights on the plant struts are functioning. I won't have to use the IR goggles.
Any problems?
There was a brand new hole cut through the oil fence. There's someone else besides me that wanted to get in badly.
That's not possible.
What about SEAL Team 10?
They landed on the roof of the Big Shell as planned. And by the way, Snake, we're changing your code name for all following communication.
What's wrong with Snake?
Just a precaution. You are now designated Raiden. This will be your first sneaking mission. The arms will naturally have to be procured on site. Make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the select button. When we need to reach you, contact you, the codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the select button. The codec's
I don't know if he would know what a
stimulates
select
the
button
small
is.
bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
Alright. I'll contact you if anything changes.
First, make your way to the upper section of the Big Shell.
How do I get up to the next level?
There's an elevator at the far end of that area. Use that.
Sounds good.
Your new sneaking suit uses electrofiber technology, a byproduct of fiber optics research. The texture isn't far removed from rubber, but the material protects against a wide range of toxic substances. The suit itself has a wide array of built-in sensors. It is referred to as smart skin in military R&D. Data about damage to different regions of the body, including blood loss, is exchanged between the suit and the intravenous nanomachines to create a feedback system.
There's a lot of pressure on my torso.
Relax. The suit applies varying pressure to major internal organs to maximize performance and safeguard their functions. They call this the skull suit in Foxhound.
Skull suit seems appropriate somehow.
Especially, excuse me, especially with the helmet.
The hatch with a circular handle will open into the elevator area. Locate the hatch first.
Copy that. Moving on to main mission objectives.
And now we're out of Kodak. Okay, so combat circles, yeah. X button is to change stance. Okay. I'm guessing that's just there as a tutorial. So if I hug up next to a wall, it will all sorts of bugs all over the place. They obviously don't clean this thing. There's bugs everywhere.
Right, that door is watertight. Turn the handle to open the door. Face the door and press down on the action button and the handle will turn. Punch the action button repeatedly if you need to turn it faster.
Especially if someone's in the room with you. Okay, so it's triangle.
Colonel, I've sighted an enemy sentry. AN-94 and a Makarov. Those grenades, all his equipment, is Russian-made.
Must be a Grlukovich man.
Grlukovich?
A Russian private army that was in line to work with the Shadow Moses takeover group 4 years ago.
What's
And
their
that puts it in the
stake
timeline
this
of Metal Gear
They
Solid
must have
1.
made a deal, an arrangement with the terrorists. They become a band of mercenaries, an army without a country.
It's very touchy when you go up next to a wall. Oh, there's rations over there too. You see that? Can't get over there, can I? Can I? Oh, okay, I gotta be running to do. Right. Yes, I can. Beautiful.
You've acquired some ration. Good. This is a portable field food source that can be consumed to recover life. Select the ration in your window and push the enter button. You can use it on the spot and regain some life. If you have it selected, you can automatically consume the ration the moment your life runs out and avoid death. Rations not only provide nutrition, they also stimulate the immune system and lessen psychological stress.
Not exactly gourmet, though, is it?
Stop complaining, Raiden.
Well, it wouldn't be gourmet, but still, it'd save your life. Better than nothing. Okay, so am I gonna move down crouch to do that? Or, oh god, okay, so it is pretty touchy when it comes to moving the camera with the left stick. No, there's no one. Okay, so I gotta press triangle to get out. So they go inside. Okay.
Colonel, there's definitely another intruder in here besides me.
That's not a possibility.
Not a team. Looks like a solo job.
One man.
We may not know who he is, but he managed to take care of every sentry in the area. They're all out cold. Whoever he is, he's got some skills.
We need to get an ID. But for now, you can take advantage of the situation and get to work. There's a terminal in front of the elevator. A node.
Did you say nerd?
Not nerd. Node.
Oh,
Use the node
Yeah.
to gain access
Idiot.
to the Big Shell's facilities network.
then what?
Pull up the map of the structure. That'll let you activate the Soliton radar.
The
Hey,
Soliton
Soliton radar.
A radar system. Uses biological magnetic fields as input. These estimated enemy positions are projected onto a map according to reference points collected via GPS signals and field personnel reports. We need to get to the map through the Big Shell's node to put this data processing to practical use. The node unit is about 3 feet high. Should be colored blue. Each area has at least one.
How do I gain access?
Just push the action button in front of the node. The nanomachines in your body will take care of the security clearance and allow you access to the node. Complete the procedure before those sentries gain consciousness. If they spot you, you won't be able to gain access for a while. Stay on guard.
Got it.
Yeah, so Raiden's a bit of a dork, we'll admit. Oh, that's right, I can't crouch walk in this game, can I? This looks like
Right, you won't be
NGS4.
able to use any of the enemy's equipment.
Why not?
You should know that all active weapons are equipped with a personal identification system. The owner enters their required user ID information during the weapon registration or at the start of a mission. If anyone other than the registered user tries to fire the weapon, the ID system will not authorize the action.
But these are black market Russian weapons. How can they be equipped with identification functionality?
They must have been customized by the terrorists themselves. These are professionals we're dealing with, and they certainly won't let their own equipment be used
Well,
against them.
that's how you
I'm
use
guessing
the
it's
stealth
the same for
mechanics
the
in this
Navy
game, to be
SEAL
fair.
Right.
That's
How am I supposed to
cool.
procure weapons then?
Find the ones that haven't yet been individualized. Everything you find in the item box is clean. You should know this from your VR training.
Okay, I know those.
Items in the item box are yours to use at will. They will be your supply source
And
with
there'll be a
regards
lot
to
of stuff
weaponry and gear.
that we can get, to be honest. Okay. There's the node. Okay, so then we can put our name in. This dog's in the background. Great. Okay. Oh, no, too far. Way too far. Oh, just look at that. That was nice. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about my blood type actually. Oh god. Okay, gotta go down. And go. Hey, yeah, there it is. Should download it pretty much straight away. And return. Oh, so that automatically
Good
goes
work,
in.
Raiden.
The radar should be functioning now.
Let me explain about your Soliton radar system.
Put the controller down.
The bright dot in the middle is you, Raiden. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision. Your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it. It gets jammed easily, I'm afraid.
As it
It's all made
does.
from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance, so be careful.
So what would
The
that
Big
be?
Shell's layout map should now be available after touching the Start button.
How do I save the mission data?
I've set aside a proprietary frequency for saves, and an analyst to work on the data too.
Jack, is everything alright?
What are you doing
Oh
here?
shit.
Jack, can you hear me?
Rose, you're not supposed to be involved. What's going on?
Jack, I'm a part of this mission.
Colonel, what the hell is going on?
Raiden, meet the mission analyst. She'll be overseeing the data
Oh,
saving and
boy.
support.
Why her?
The
Yes, I
Foxhound
think Jack and
analyst was
Rose is
take
supposed
part
to
in
be
this
like
mission
a
in
kind of
action.
a nod
Rosemary was
to
brought in as a
Titanic,
replacement.
because that did come out
And according to the files,
between
she knows
MGS
you
1
better
and
than anybody
MGS 2. I
else.
think the
Rose
movies
may be in
itself,
the
but
service, but an intelligence
has been a
analyst is
thing
no
for
field officer.
ages.
Not to worry. She has our technical staff at her disposal.
She's never been a part of a field mission. This is insane.
I have my own reasons for selecting her for this mission, soldier.
Colonel, I fail to see.
I know your VR training performance in and out, but sometimes that's not enough. You're familiar with the Shadow Moses incident?
You know I covered it in VR.
If there's a crucial tactical detail that case taught us, it was the power of the operative's will to survive.
I was trained to fight. My personal feelings have no place in a mission.
We've learned that it doesn't work that way. And on the field, you need all the help you can get.
Jack, you're stuck with me whether you like it or not.
Rose,
You need someone to watch your back. But I have conditions that need to be met, Colonel.
What is it?
I'll perform my duties and save that mission data, but I'm aware that technically I'm not part of the mission control team. After all, I'm just a normal girl who's worried about Jack. But that means, Colonel, that I am not required to follow your orders outside of my immediate duties. Jack is not simply a field personnel for me to track. His safety comes first to me, not the mission. And because of that, I will be monitoring and keeping a record of every communication you have with him, Colonel.
Given the circumstances, you're free to do what you see fit.
Hey, I prefer this to being kept in the dark waiting.
I'd like to make a request, if I may.
Of course.
His handle is Raiden. For the duration of the mission, could you call him that?
Yes, sir. All right, Raiden. Let me know when you're ready to turn in a save. The proprietary save frequency is 140.96. I just switched frequencies. Jack,
what?
do you know what day it is tomorrow?
Oh fuck, here we go.
Is there something special about it?
Isn't there?
I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Oh well. I'll keep trying till I hear the answer.
Oh
I'm gonna
fuck,
let you
here
go
we
now,
go.
Jack. Take care.
It begins. One of the things that really a lot of people get irked out when it comes to this this game in particular.
Raiden, the enemy sentry is regaining consciousness.
Be careful, Jack.
Find somewhere to hide until the elevator arrives. You must stay
Why you
out
keep
of
calling
sight.
him Jack? Just said Raiden. Like fuck.
Enemy sight. Requesting backup.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be in the alert status for a while. Not to regain consciousness just as I leave on the elevator. And if it was real life, I'd be like, oh, he's escaping in the elevator. And we take off the helmet.
The terrorists call themselves Sons of Liberty.
Sons of Liberty?
The name of their leader is Solid Snake.
That can't be possible.
The hero of Shadow Moses? So that's why you changed my code name.
Right, but he can't be the Solid Snake. He died 2 years ago on that tanker after he blew it sky high.
So yeah, Raiden's voiced by Quentin Flynn, who, of course, if you know my channel, is the voice of Axel or Lee in the Kingdom Hearts franchise.
Colonel, I'm on the roof.
I think this is one of
There
his
are no
big
sentries.
roles,
It will
I think,
only
in
take
terms of
one
video
to spot
games.
me in this light.
Quentin
You
Flynn's
never
been
had
around
daylight
for
VR
ages,
training
but
after
I think
all.
this
Stay extra
and
sharp
Kingdom
until
Hearts,
you
I think,
find
are
a
one of
node to
two
log
of
in
his
from.
biggest
What about the commandos?
SEAL Team 10
roles.
has landed on struts B and C.
And the president?
Seems he was spotted on strut B.
Strut B?
in terms of video games. There's probably many more that I'm not
The big
thinking
shell is
of.
comprised of shells 1 and 2. Each unit consists of a central core and 6 struts surrounding it.
So the whole thing is shaped like two hexagons connected end on end.
Exactly. And you're on the roof of strut A, shell 1 at the moment.
So I think we're right down the bottom.
Get to a node. Log into the network.
Got it.
Yeah, a lot of this game in particular is, of course, cutscenes, which is a big problem. Can I get up on there? Yes, I can. Okay, triangle. Okay, I got bandages too. So that's triangle. Triangle to jump up. Okay, so that's M9 ammo. So I remember that's there. So I fell over on bird shit. And again. Well, the sneaking suit can be useful for some things, I guess, but not many others, I guess. That's the door? No. Oh my god. Okay, so that's the elevator there. No, I can't get up there. Can't get up. Where do I need to go? Oh, circle. Okay.
Raiden, the sea lice are getting fat on your rations. Shake the equipment window to get rid of the bugs.
Not though.
I see a lot of birds over there. The tanker accident 2 years ago released crude oil containing massive quantities of endocrine disruptors. The fish that absorbed them were then eaten by seagulls, which further concentrated the endocrine disruptors in their bodies. What sort of outcome this will lead to is still currently under review. And
Well,
is
it
yet
seems that they're
unclear.
shitting a lot.
It just goes to show that finishing the cleanup of ocean oil spills does not mean that environmental restoration efforts end there as well.
Okay, so that's this. So that's start menu. Oh, okay, that's how you do it. So you gotta keep bringing the menu up. That's cool. At least it's kind of like a nod. I gotta go somewhere. I can't go out that side. Can't go out the back. The middle part is where the elevator had just come up from. It's M9 ammo. Am I gonna get up on the boxes here? That can't go under there.
Raiden, look at that wire fence. You may be able to crawl through it. Crouch down using the crawl button. Then push the left analog stick in the direction you want to move.
So I needed to
Push
get
the
up to
crawl
that
button
wall.
again to stand up. You can use weapons even while crawling. This is different from VR training, so you keep that in mind.
Well, that's because the game came out on the PlayStation 1, this is PlayStation 2. That's a little bit out of universe because VR missions, basically the VR training that Raiden gets is basically the game VR missions that was released on PlayStation 1.
Raiden, SEAL Team 10 is in.
Do we really have no line of communication with the SEALs?
They don't know a thing about us. You know we work in the dark, and this mission is no exception. Only a few people know about your presence here. There's no need for concern. This operation is under Pentagon's direct command, and the NSDD came from the Vice President and the Secretary of Defense. Your mission may be top secret, but it's gone through the usual channels.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave it. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there for Metal Gear Solid 2. I don't know why my mission clock is 2000.
Jack, do you remember what day tomorrow is?
That again. I'm sorry, but I still don't have a clue.
That's okay.
What is it, Rose? Talk to me.
I'd rather you figure it out. It's important.
How important?
Important enough? And we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Why not now?
Tomorrow seems more appropriate. I need all the help I can get so that I won't chicken out anyway.
Is that the reason you decided to be part of this mission? Okay, I'm gonna finish this thing by tomorrow no matter what.
You know I'll do everything I can to help you.
Rose, there's something I need you to do as an analyst.
What is it?
It has to do with Solid Snake. The leader of this takeover incident is claiming that he's Snake himself.
The legendary mercenary?
I need as much data on him as possible. Everything they have on him after the Shadow Moses incident.
He's dead now, isn't he?
Yes. Should be a burial record somewhere too. You should be able to request top-level security clearance from the Colonel. That should get us into the most classified material.
I'm on it. I'll contact you as soon as I find out something.
So yeah, so I'm gonna leave it there for NGS 2, Sons of Liberty. Oh boy, there's a lot of cutscenes already. Not much game at the moment, but oh man. So yeah, so when they were saying that it was mostly cutscenes and not a lot of gameplay, this is one of those games, I will say. And I think that the gameplay is okay. There's some things that are a little bit wonky, but maybe that's because, you know, it's only the second game in the series in terms of the Solid series, not Metal Gear itself, because Metal Gear had at least 2 games, if not more, before the original Metal Gear Solid. So yeah, so this game is okay. I don't think it's absolutely anything spectacular. Maybe it might get better the further I play in. Although, since I've only really started on the PlayStation 2, maybe playing it on the PS3 might be better for me, because the camera might not be as touchy, because especially when you're crouching down, especially in when it goes into first person mode, that was very, very loose, the camera. So so maybe it's better with the PS3 version, but we'll see, because I don't know. So I think this game is good. I think the voice acting can be good at times in this game, and I do like the story of this game. Although it's if you thought what we've seen so far is a bit of a mess, boy, you haven't seen half the plot of this game in particular. So with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching my first impressions video of Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty on the Sony PlayStation 2. This has been MyMan 10100. You guys have a great darn night, and of course, take care.